اللهم اغفر لهم وارحمهم وعافهم واعف عنهم وأكرم نزلهم ووسع مدخلهم واغسلهم بالماء والثلج والبرد ونقهم من الذنوب والخطايا كما ينقى الثوب الأبيض من الدنس وجازهم بالحسنات إحسانا وبالسيئات عفوا وغفرانا حتى يكونوا في بطون الألحاد مطمئنين وعند قيام الأشهاد آمنين وإلى أعلى جناتك سابقين. اللهم اغفر لهم وارحمهم وعافهم واعف عنهم وأكرم نزلهم ووسع مدخلهم واغسلهم بالماء والثلج والبرد ونقهم من الذنوب والخطايا كما ينقى الثوب الأبيض من الدنس وجازهم بالحسنات إحسانا وبالسيئات عفوا وغفرانا حتى يكونوا في بطون الألحاد مطمئنين وعند قيام الأشهاد آمنين وإلى أعلى جناتك سابقين. اللهم اغفر لهم وارحمهم وعافهم واعف عنهم وأكرم نزلهم ووسع مدخلهم واغسلهم بالماء والثلج والبرد ونقهم من الذنوب والخطايا كما ينقى الثوب الأبيض من الدنس وجازهم بالحسنات إحسانا وبالسيئات عفوا وغفرانا حتى يكونوا في بطون الألحاد مطمئنين وعند قيام الأشهاد آمنين وإلى أعلى جناتك سابقين. اللهم اغفر لهم وارحمهم وعافهم واعف عنهم وأكرم نزلهم ووسع مدخلهم واغسلهم بالماء والثلج والبرد ونقهم من الذنوب والخطايا كما ينقى الثوب الأبيض من الدنس وجازهم بالحسنات إحسانا وبالسيئات عفوا وغفرانا حتى يكونوا في بطون الألحاد مطمئنين وعند قيام الأشهاد آمنين وإلى أعلى جناتك سابقين. اللهم اغفر لهم وارحمهم وعافهم واعف عنهم وأكرم نزلهم ووسع مدخلهم واغسلهم بالماء والثلج والبرد ونقهم من الذنوب والخطايا كما ينقى الثوب الأبيض من الدنس وجازهم بالحسنات إحسانا وبالسيئات عفوا وغفرانا حتى يكونوا في بطون الألحاد مطمئنين وعند قيام الأشهاد آمنين وإلى أعلى جناتك سابقين. اللهم اغفر لهم وارحمهم وعافهم واعف عنهم وأكرم نزلهم ووسع مدخلهم واغسلهم بالماء والثلج والبرد ونقهم من الذنوب والخطايا كما ينقى الثوب الأبيض من الدنس وجازهم بالحسنات إحسانا وبالسيئات عفوا وغفرانا حتى يكونوا في بطون.
Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon, everyone.
To that. Mahmud Hosein, aka King, right? Very vibrant man, very loving man, very kind-hearted individual. I promise myself not to cry.
You can break that promise. So, with that being said, we're here to celebrate his life. We'll start with an opening prayer by Cherished, followed by a song by Hosein, and special words by Mohammed. The eulogy will be said by Hosein, following well wishes by anyone. At this point, for those who wish to say a few words, you can let me know beforehand. So, let's start with the opening prayer.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا أنفقوا مما رزقناكم من قبل أن يأتي يوم لا بيع فيه ولا خلة ولا شفاعة والكافرون هم الظالمون الله لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض من ذا الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم ولا يحيطون بشيء من علمه إلا بما شاء وسع كرسيه السماوات والأرض ولا يؤوده حفظهما وهو العلي العظيم. Translation. I seek refuge with Allah from Satan the accursed, in the name of Allah most gracious and merciful. We who believe, spend out of what we have bestowed on you before the day comes, wherein there shall be no buying and selling, no friendship, no intercession, and it is those who disbelieve that do wrong to themselves. Allah, there is no God but He, the living, the self-subsisting, all-sustaining. Slumber seizes Him not, nor sleep. To Him belongs whatsoever is in the heavens and whatsoever is in the earth. Who is He that will intercede with Him except by His permission? He knows what is before them and what is behind them, and they encompass nothing of His knowledge except what He pleases. His knowledge extends over the heavens and earth, and the care of them burns Him not, and He is the high, the great. There should be no compulsion in religion. Surely, right has become distinct from wrong. So whosoever refuses to be led by those who transgress and believes in Allah has surely grasped a strong handle which knows no breaking, and Allah is all hearing, all knowing. Ameen. Assalamu alaikum.
Next, we'll be following a song by Nazneen Hussein Samaru.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. The song I'm going to sing is entitled Dunya Se Dil. I'll read the synopsis before I start. Be it wealth or be it power, be it strength or be it youth, everything will vanish. One day, your proud self will also lie in the bowels of the earth. Therefore seek and remember Allah, and you shall surely find Him. The past, that is the part of life that you have already lived, will never return, except on the day of reckoning. Do you depend on dreams of longevity? Why waste your valuable existence on mankind? O mankind, on things that you will not stay with you forever? If you do, you shall regret it, as you will be a loser. So search for Allah, and you shall find Him. Disregard the evil inclination of strength and wealth. Rather, be quiet and patient, and with the aid of your faith, seek the path of benevolence. This path, when found, will lead you to the path of righteousness. So fear Allah, remember Him, serve Him, and you shall find Him. दुनिया से दिल लगा कर, दुनिया से दिल लगा कर, दुनिया से क्या मिलेगा, यादें खुदा किए जा, यादें खुदा किए जा, तुझको खुदा मिलेगा, तुझको खुदा मिलेगा, तुझको खुदा मिलेगा, यादें खुदा किए जा, यादें खुदा किए जा, दुनिया से दिल लगा कर। दौलत हो या हुकूमत, ताकत हो या जवानी, हर चीज मिटने वाली, हर चीज आनी जानी, ये सब घरूर एक दिन, ये सब घरूर एक दिन, मिट्टी में जा मिलेगा, यादें खुदा किए जा, तुझको गुजरा हुआ ज़माना क्या ख्वाब का भरोसा क्या मौत का ठिकाना ये जिंदगी गवा कर ये जिंदगी गवा कर क्या फायदा मिलेगा यादे खुदा किए जा यादे खुदा किए जा तुझको खुदा मिलेगा दुनिया से दिल लगा कर तकदीर जो दिखाए चुपचाप देखता चल ईमान के सहारे नेकी का रास्ता चल इस रास्ते पे आकर इस रास्ते पे आकर हर रास्ता मिलेगा दुनिया से दिल लगा कर दुनिया से दिल लगा कर दुनिया से क्या मिलेगा यादे खुदा किए जा तुझको खुदा मिलेगा दुनिया से दिल लगा कर. Before I step off the stage, I would like to call upon my son Rehan Samru, the eldest grandson of my dad, to say a few words to read out of the poem for you all.
Afternoon, everyone. Yes, I have a poem here to say, memory of my grandfather. In loving memory of our wonderful grandfather, of all the special gifts in life, however great or small, you have feel as our grandfather was the greatest gift of all. May the winds of love blow softly and whisper in your ear. We love and miss you, Papa, and wish that you were here. Deep in our hearts, your life is to love and keep and cherish, not forget. No more tomorrows we can share, but yesterdays are always there. A silent thought, a secret tear, keeps your memory ever near, in our hearts forever.
And now, my youngest child, my daughter Alexia, is not here with us today. And this is the second time that this has happened. And on behalf of my daughter, her dad, we ask to sing would say a few words.
Assalamu alaikum. This morning early I got a phone call. Lexi said, Daddy, open the phone, read our message. When I read the message, I said, I can't read that to them. I said, you'll make me stand up here and skip no more in front of everybody. She said, don't worry, I'm going to be here with you. Read it for me. So here is what Lexi sent me. Assalamu alaikum everyone. I'm Alexi, the 9-year-old granddaughter of my Papa, Mahmud Hosein. My heart aches that I couldn't be here with my family today, but I just want to say that my Papa was the kindest and most loving grandfather ever. Mommy says, on the day that I was born, he was the first visitor in the hospital. That story always makes me feel special, that he tried to hold me first before anyone else. Mom says that he sang his favorite nursery rhyme, Mary Had a Little Lamb. I loved his daily phone call, where he would always ask me how I'm doing and call me babe. I look forward to these calls every day. I really felt special and I always told my parents, oh, Papa really loves me. He calls me every day to find out how I'm going. I struggled to learn to say Assalamu alaikum, so I would get to greet him properly. I used to feel ashamed at first, but now I can say it with confidence. Today is the hardest thing for me But while I would give anything for more years spend time with you, I understand it is time for you to rest in peace. You deserve the rest, and I promise to be kind and loving person just like you always been to me. I will always love you, Papa. This is my final Assalamu alaikum to you.
Assalamu alaikum.
Now we'll have Hosein Mohammed saying a few special words on behalf of Daddy.
Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon to all of our family, friends and well wishers. Today I am both honored and saddened. Honored because I was asked by his lovely cousins to speak some words on behalf of my daddy. Saddened because of the occasion in which I have to do so. At this stage in our life, tell ourselves that we are prepared because we will face some sort of turmoil. But when there is someone who's so close to you, it can be anyone, whether they are a friend, an outsider, when death hits you so close to your heart because of that person's meaning to you, it hits you like a ton of bricks, and there is no turning back. You feel a bang on the loss inside your heart that you cannot control. When my cousin called me, Ada, both her and Nazi were suffering a very great loss, the loss of their mom. And they both had to leave to go to her. She called me that morning and said, Hassel, and we just make home cooked food.
But it wasn't me, it's your cousin too. He just totally cook.
But I say, yeah, it's real cook. And she said, going for a few days to sort out all my stuff and if I would take care of him for her. Now, without mom, my sister took care of her, and so I didn't know what I was going to do. Even though I knew what these girls would do for him. And I said to her, I said, you don't have to ask me and thank me to do that. I'm glad you do it because our whole lives, he has taken care of us. Though we have our biological parents, he has always been a rock for us. To go over there and know that he wasn't alone, that he had company of his nieces and his grand nieces and nephews, and his brother, and Team Daddy, which is the bunch of us that came together. And we called it Operation Team Daddy because we had to work on a schedule for him to get everything done. To tell you all about Daddy, Uncle Mahmud, I will not be able to stop because there are so many memories that we carry with him. Memories that we shared and with him more than our own parents. A lot of us got married from that house. Three of my sisters, inclusive of his daughters and our cousins. We were brides from that house. There were so many different firsts that he taught us. I remember before, now I can speak so many memories on behalf of the other girls, but I'll just speak a couple for me so that you have an understanding of who this man was. When I met my husband, I was so scared. I said, I'm going to carry you home, should I go away when this first boy like to take home to your parents? And I never talked to my dad, so I went to Uncle Mahmud and I say, I'm like a boy, you know. And he said, well, you like it, well, wait. I said, I'm afraid to bring him here to see. And he said, well, I don't know if I like him if you don't bring him. I was standing there like, what to do? So I brought him home to my dad. And with his approval, and when he said, well, go through that man. And I went to my father and said, I don't get approval already. So whatever he said, this is the kind of respect, this is the kind of person he was to us, and this is for all of his nieces and nephews. He didn't favor, he loved each of us differently, but with his whole heart. In those few days, I got to stay with him. It's truly an honor, and it humbled me in a way I will never forget. I will see his face and I will remember the conversations that we had, the jokes that we shared, the both that I read. When he said belly full, and I said, well, eat some more, and I hear, you want to be mad? And I said, well, yeah, I will forget. And I was given that opportunity. I was able to take these hands in the last few days and feed him like I would my children. I was able to give him water and rest his head on my tongue. When we were in the hospital, I was able to have him there and give him peace and comfort for these kids. I was able to do that. And that is something I will take with me for all time. I would say that if he was in any pain, he didn't mourn or groan or give any type of indication. True daddy style. I good. I real good. You would never ever know what was going on behind those eyes. He would never ever tell you. Daddy, I know the chain of events always has to go the way it has to go. We could tell ourselves a million things. We could tell ourselves, what could I have done? What did I not do? Was this what were we ready? But when Allah is ready for you, He's ready for you. And we have to make peace with that. And to know that he was truly, truly a beautiful, well-respected man. And that he will go where God needs him to be. He will always be in our hearts and our prayers. And we will always be there for these two girls, our cousins. We love you all, that you will be missed and loved, and we will pray for you every day. Amen.
Thank you, Hosein, for that very realistic, few special words. Now we'll have the eulogy by Hosein.
Assalamu alaikum. Sitaram, good afternoon, family, friends, and well wishers. For those of you who may not know me, I'm Wahida. I'm the younger daughter of Mohammed, Hosein, or Mahmud, as he's commonly called. I would like to thank you all for being here in person, as well as participating in our live feed, though we'll premiere it later, to honor the life and legacy of Mohammed Mahmud Hosein. Do spare me a little bit of your time whilst I try to do so. 10 days ago, I stood before a gathering such as this to bid farewell to my loving mother, Shirley. And today, on the 11th of August, I'm standing here before you once again, bidding farewell to my beloved father, Mahmud. I have to admit that this is quintessentially one of the hardest acts have ever had to prepare for. 2 eulogies in less than 2 weeks. My mother in New York, my father in Trinidad, my mother her heart, my father his brain, me holding each tightly with both hands. Last week, I had to release one grip, and here today I have to release another. My hands, now empty. My world upside down. My heart crushed. I have tried to rationalize this storm that I've been living in presently. I've tried to make sense of this very sad circumstance. How is it possible to be laughing and talking with them both in 1 minute, and then the next time was in this position to say a final goodbye, and then they are no more? Disappeared from this earth. No warm, soft hands to hold. No kisses, no blessings. No laughter, no voices, no nothing. Poof. Gone. For my mom's eulogy, I expressed I was not ready to be strong on my own. That I feel vulnerable because that protected mother's shield that shrouded me had disappeared. I don't think I could put into words how utterly devastated I am. Last week I lost my shield. Now today I have lost my armor. Recruited for this war of life, we fought with gusto as a team, and now I stand alone. My elders have fought a good fight in life. And though I stand before you trying to make sense of the sudden yet natural changes that has taken place, I am but only their mere soldier, who with a shattered heart and exposed chest will keep going somehow, using their memories and blessings as my guide. When I think back of my life, my childhood, we lived humbly, simply, sheltered. My dad ran a tight ship. He was very strict and protective about his guilt. He was a man of few words. And why would he need words when he had that infamous stare that sent shivers down his spine? Reprimanded with a stare. With those beautiful almond-colored eyes, your body will automatically straighten itself out. All shenanigans will end, because the last thing you would want is to get more from him. And I am sure there are many in this room who knows exactly what I mean when I say up. Aside from this, Dad and I were very close. A wonderful perk for being the baby of our little family. We spent a lot of time together and shared so many laughs. More maybe me laughing at him, perhaps making fun of him more than anything else, because he was very serious with us. Decades of stories and not enough time. But there are a few that still up to this day would bring a smile, and I would chuckle out loud. Dad made me very popular in primary school. He used to drop and pick me up with his street-on truck. And there would be times, sorry, and there would be times where his badge would get slack and he would go knock it or something and then would tell me, okay, start now. And he would allow me to start the truck. I was less than 10 years old. Felt like a boss. I loved to watch my dad drive. I adored seeing how he effortlessly handled the huge truck with his manual steering, and I thought to myself, wow, he's so strong and amazing. And I want to drive this truck just like him. I would be in the passenger seat mimicking him tilting the steering wheel. He really cemented my love for trucks. However, he was a bad teacher. Most times he taught me to drive. It would usually end with me getting exasperated and storming off because he would be yelling, lock so, and I would yell, so is not a direction, Dad. Left or right? Good times. I remember Dad dropping us and IT lessons on the universities. One day we were eating apple pies and he went into a pothole. And some rust from the car to the ceiling fell in my pie. I remember we not having AC and dressed up to go wedding or perhaps eat, and he would get upset because we didn't want to wind up the windows in fear of hair blowing up and he would be sweating and complaining. I remember when I remember that picking up all my cousins from Freeport and we were squished like sardines in the car to go get ice cream. And when we got home and tried to open the door, the steel door opened but the upholstery didn't. I went up so scandalously and he got upset. Oh God. I remember one time Dad picked me up from primary school and we were on the highway heading home my colony. Yeah. I remember one time picked us up from primary school and we went on the highway heading home and we saw a vehicle weaving through traffic behind us, honking its horn and trying to get our attention. Eventually Dad pulled aside on the highway and turned out that our truck's battery had fell off on the highway. And the man was trying to return it. That's like that was him. Confused, Dad went to look and lo and behold, our battery had fallen off the van. It was still running and got us all the way home without a battery. But we laughed and laughed all the way home. I guess more of our childhood moments and memories were spent in his vehicles, which made our extra time special, it seems. One quality that Dad and I had in common, were both stubborn. No comments. Giving us a project to work together will always end up with us bickering and quarreling. Most times because he won't use the manual when we were assembling something or him trying to give unclear instructions and take over the project. We were sitting last night chatting about how Dad would come around when we were attempting to cook something and would throw in his 2 cents. Like one time I was frying okra and he covered the pot and it got slimy. And another time I was frying aloo and he said, "You're burning it." And he put water in it. Or this one time he put sugar in curry goat instead of salt. And I think one of the biggest disagreements we ever had was when stewing chicken, whether we should stir the sugar or not. And mere months ago, again, this was a topic of discussion. So good times indeed. Aside from this, Dad was an excellent cook. While Mom worked in New York, Dad was one who cooked for us. And he would come home from work to make sure I had something to eat when I came from school, and then he would go back out to work again. He promised my mom he would take care of me, and he did. Dad would plait my hair, comb for lice, cut my nails, help with my homework if he can. He taught me how to save money and live basically. When I got older, he would drop and pick me back up from work when I worked shifts. He would bring lunch or doubles for me and my friends in work. He helped me get my first car and then said, "Here, Go pay for it. No ribbons, no surprise, just here. I love that man, so dry. He's in all my childhood memories. He has always been there for me. He was my constant. During some of the difficult times in life, I saw my dad struggle with keeping things afloat. I was attending convent in Cuba at the time, and for a young girl, then we were quite impressionable. Private school, so you're expected to be of a specific social status. We were humble. Dad used to do transport, and it was hard to give me $20 a day to go to school, but somehow it was always there under a box every morning. I used to save instead of spending so it would help out. I was fully aware of the hardship that consumed us. I used to tell my friends that my dad worked in a mall. He did transport. I didn't elaborate, and lucky I wasn't asked specifics. But truly, my dad worked in the dump. Beat down or forest park, whichever one he had to work. He used to transport bottles and would smell very ripe when he got home. Dad would bring home those irregular notebooks that printers would dump because they weren't up to code. Our fan in our bedroom was a steel fan that we got from dump as well. At that time, I felt ashamed, as would any teenager. However, as I grew older, I spoke highly of this. My father's hard work, struggles, and sacrifices were like a badge of honor, and I would forever sing his praises. We honestly spent both our times taking care of each other. He trusted me implicitly with his life because I never hesitated nor refused him. And whether he would like to admit or not, he learned from me too. In the end, Dad became my child, my responsibility. I never abandoned him. His burden became mine. Now to this day, I'm still paying for it. When Dad got sick with his foot, I think that was probably a huge turning point in his life. A man who was like a de-energizer body was now bedridden, and he was miserable. It took a long time for him to get adjusted when I changed and rely on me even more. Words like pride and ego were reason for his crabbiness. There were times when I cried and fell on my knees because there was too much, but I stood by him nonetheless. I didn't let him see me weak. My drive was so he never gave up on me when I was young and during my difficult times. Full stop. Say no more, sign me up. That was my drive. This year was a very difficult year for Dad. It was when he started losing himself. And I remember having to prove to him that he did indeed sell his van. And that he did indeed do eye surgeries. And I remember crying and telling him, hey, don't forget me, you know. I said it jokingly with tears in my eyes, but there was a lump in my throat and I couldn't breathe. Because there was an actual possibility that he would have forgotten me one day. And that reality was too much to bear when I thought about it. My last conversation with my father, he asked me the night before he got sick if I'm coming home tomorrow. That was the night of my mother's funeral, and I remember telling him, "Oh, Daddy, not tomorrow, but soon." And then mere hours later, I got an early morning call which set in motion all the events that has led us to this day today. My heart was aching for my mom. I didn't get a chance to mourn. Then ended up in the hospital, and though he was breathing, he was already gone. I couldn't see his almond eyes, and he couldn't acknowledge me one last time. That trip coming home was so difficult. I couldn't think. I didn't know what I wanted. It was a blur. I keep telling him, hoping he would hear, "Wait for me, Daddy. I'm coming to you, wait for me." As his last act of being that loving father that he is, my father waited for me. I got the opportunity to pray for him one last time and whisper in his ear, "I'm here, Daddy." I hope he heard me. I was able to touch his warm hand and kiss his forehead over and over and over. Something I probably would not have been able to do if he was lucid. My bond with both my parents were immeasurable and one of a kind. I don't know what the universe has in store for me, as it has snatched all my dearest people away. But I will take solace in the fact that my parents are no longer in pain. They are free from any burden from this world. And they now have a place among angels and are at ease. They have taken their place amongst the stars with their elders. And I can only hope that I can continue doing good so that one day we can all meet again. Daddy, thank you for everything. I appreciate you more than you'll ever know. I will miss us big, because that was our love language. I will miss coming home to you and bringing ice cream and lullabies. I love you. You did great. Rest in peace, Daddy. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Wahida, for that very vivid and truthful and wonderful speech about Daddy. Again, we need to reiterate, he's a very kind and loving person. And in times of stress, when you go to Daddy, he would ease your mind and put comfort in your heart. But I'll speak about that a little later. At this point, we're here to, I'd like to invite anyone who would like to offer well wishes, and we'll start off with Rajesh, and then I'll say my piece last.
That's Rajesh.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Rajesh. Some of you know me as Raj. I'm a past employee of Mr. Mohammed, Hosein, at Peter's Tendrons. We have become I've been friend from day one to him, and he has been a friend to me from day one. I also became friends with his family for many years, up to this day. When I started working with him, I always heard people calling him King. And days will pass, weeks will pass, and I wonder why people call him King, because as we are his family, we are among people that knows him. First person I ever called him King was Gamasu. I never questioned why nobody called him King. I always wanted to know why, but I never wanted to ask him. Because I don't know, maybe he might tell me something awkward and like that. Something where you don't worry about it, you don't worry about it. But it didn't take me long after to figure it out. Because he used to move with people and talk to people, and he never belittled nobody. He always see everyone as equal. He was so generous to everybody that he don't blame nobody nothing. Then I get to realize, and why it's going along, I get to realize why they call him king. But, So Hosein was respectful and a generous man. Was stubborn at times, majority of the times. And he would listen, but he would listen on his own time. Yeah. But that's so much to say about him. I'm not sure how to start. I read something about also with that one. So please excuse me. When Mr. Hosein had a lot of young men working for him. And those young men, up to this day, have respect for him so much that he encouraged them to do a lot of good things with their life, because he used to encourage them. He was an inspiration to them. He was a role model for them, even father. He was a father figure for me that I never had, and I always thankful for him. I had a lot of memories with him where we had a lot of memories. Good ones, bad ones, funny ones. All over. I went a lot of places with him. But the few moments I always remember is when he used to call me one side. When he knew what my do is, he used to call me one side and say, Rajesh, I know what's going on. I want you to continue doing your studies, go do your courses, do something better in your life. Don't stay, go and do something better in your life. He used to come and play out and tell me, don't hold back anything. I was always thankful for that. I would always hold that in my heart. Always. Because I did do it. I done it. I do better. It wasn't for him, I'll be honest. I probably won't ever be standing here. I wouldn't be a good man as I am, and a father as I am to people right now. I really appreciate it and I thank you for that. You will be missed. You will be missed a lot. A lot of people will miss you. A lot of people who don't know you that much would know how the kind of person you was. And I don't think they will know what they'll be missing. I'm cutting short. Thank you.
Now we'll have Cherished saying a few words.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanirrahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim ghayril maghdubi 'alaihim waladdallin. Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. ولا تحنوا ولا تحزنوا وأنتم الأعلون إن كنتم مؤمنين. My dear brothers and sisters in Islam and humanity, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Mahmud, who is our eldest brother, he had broken the clique now. He was 8 children, now he's 7. But Allah says in the Holy Quran, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. From Allah we are, and to Him shall we return. And there's so much of beautiful thing that was said a while ago. But my advice and my words of comfort, hopefully, to the rest of the family, and I mean all of us, because cousins, brothers, sister, nieces, nephew, wherever you are, whoever you are, is that Allah says in the Holy Quran, وَلَا تَحِنُوا وَلَا تَحْزَنُوا وَأَنْتُمُ الْأَعْلَوْنَ إِن كُنتُم مُؤْمِنِينَ. Do not slacken. Do not slacken and do not grieve. Inshallah, you shall certainly have the upper hand if you're a believer. If you're a believer in God Almighty. You know, sometimes people say you're a Muslim, you're better than all. You're a Hindu, you're better than all. You're a Christian, you're better than all. You and I are not the one to judge. You are not the one to point fingers. You and I are not the one to point fingers. But we must pray for each other. For Allah says in the Holy Quran, show them your way of religion, but do not condemn the next man's way of worship. That's why we must be in unison with each other. We treat each other with that respect and love. And when you extend respect and love, like how Mahmud used to do, you get it back. That is why so much of people miss him so much. You know, when you think and reflect back, when we were growing up, time to go to Maktab, to look, he used to come behind you and go like, hey, back here, you know how that hurts. Time to go. Ma, I don't hear no ma. You can't go, take pressure. And you had to face it because he was the eldest. Then it was, you had to face the pressure, otherwise you get slapped, you get tapped, and you can't go complain. So when you reflect on these things and you say Alhamdulillah, Summa Alhamdulillah, as I said, all what was said was so beautiful. To say more with just being right to the Canadians mentioned, but more monotonous. But in fact that Mahmud has always been good to all of us, big ones and small ones. I in particular have never heard Mahmud raise his voice on me. You tell me everything he has to tell me, but he never raised his voice and say Alhamdulillah, Summa Alhamdulillah, I appreciate that. When I went to see Mahmud in the hospital, as I walk in, I started to cry, and I leave the hospital crying. Coming in the car, and I cried because they were told me that Mahmud wasn't feeling when he was sick, but I did not expect what I saw, and that pains me a lot. But today, the boss says it's time to come. He loves him more than me. So he says, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. God Almighty came, and to him shall we return. What we have in this world, we take it as not material things, but the good quality, the good things. And as someone mentioned, there's so much to say, so little time. But our actions and our intentions and our deeds as follows after Mahmud's God will tell us what he has done for all of us. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Anyone else wish to say something? We have Hosein coming up.
Assalamu alaikum. Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon to everyone. To me, it's everybody has said everything. There's not much more I think anyone can say concerning when Mahmud is concerned. I have a lot of examples. The major one I will give is Nazi was about 3 years old, going into 4. Wanted to go Shabonas to see Carnival, but Mama wouldn't allow me to go. And Mahmud was just to drive taxi at that time. He had a green Cortina car and he was fixing the tire. One of my brother got upset because I told him, I said, Mahmud, I want to go see Carnival, but Mama won't let me go. Can you please ask me? So he would go. She won't say no to him. And we wanted to go anywhere, even from Ashmead all the way down to me. We wanted to go somewhere. The first word that would come out of my mouth would be no. But the one person that we know that she will never, ever refuse was him. So before we can even go to her, we go to him. And we know we're going from the time we go to him, he's like, okay. So that day, Mama got upset with something and she took it out on me. Mahmud got up. It's like, Mom, why are you yelling and hitting Zad and floor? And I think even before that, my love for Mahmud is way beyond anything I can describe. Mama slapped Mahmud. He looked at Mama, and I was in his room looking through the window. I started to cry as if Mama hit me. He easily looked at Mama, looked at me, and went back, and he continued fixing his car. I have never, ever, ever in his life or my life so far, never ever hear him answer back her, or even Papa. Anybody that tells him something different, if he doesn't agree, unless it's Nazi White or myself, any one of the immediate nieces in it, then cover your ear because you are going to get an earful. But that earful that you're getting is not something that's discouraging. It's that earful that you're getting is something, what Raj just said. It's an encouragement. Floyd sponsored parents and I to go to Canada. And I cried for a year and a half. Mama will not go to Canada. I cried and I cried and I cried. She won't go. She's like, she won't go. So I'm like, Pa, ask Mama. She's not even listening to me. I cried and went to him. He had the grocery. I'm like, Mama won't let me go to Canada. You talk to her. I'm like, okay. Same day, he dropped me home. So he used to work in the grocery with him. He dropped me home. Papa, tailor scissors, cutting his big toenail because it's so hard. He's a socks person. He's a socks and shoe person. So your toenail get really hard. So he used that specific scissors to cut his toenail. Then he put the scissors back and I'm like, Mom, is everything okay? She's like, yeah. Are you okay, son? He's like, yeah. He's like, Mom, why you killing Zara go to Canada? She's like, why she want to go to Canada? He's like, Mom, you know Zara doesn't want to stay here, right? She's like, yeah. Like, why don't you go with you? Because she won't go. She can't go without you. For 6 months I cried like if somebody's killing me or beating me every single day. 2 minutes after Mahmud finished speaking to Mama, all I hear is Hosein book the ticket. That was it. But even Ashby and Nasu and even Farid, who have grown up more than childhood days listening to the stories. I listened to Imtiaz and Fayaz told me while growing up that when I was born, Mama got very sick. And Mahmud and Ashmi was the two that ran the house. Mahmud took care of me. Mahmud is exactly 13 years and 15 days older than me. Mahmud wasn't only my brother. He was my second father. Just like how he's Wahida and Aziz Rock, he was mine. The stories I hear are growing up from Ashmi, from Masood, from Flori, in Fayaz and Fayaz. We had, as 7 boys and 1 girl in the household, Mama never treated us any differently. The only difference was the rules for me was a little bit different, being the one and only girl child. But my rock and my opener to the door for outside was him. Anything I needed, Zara, I want to go see this movie. I can't worry, I'll talk to Mama just gone. But other than that, like watching Mahmud with Mama and Papa and all the family members that I can even think, even Wahida I can even vouch for it too. When we went to England for a holiday, and we took separate flights, I got yelled at by my cousin, who's my first blood more than Wahida. And Wahida doing all the wrong, but I'm getting yelled at for it. Go for it. You're a dog, Mahmud, and I get it. Right? Why? The first word came out of my cousin's, her name is Mohammed, is that's Mahmoud's daughter. I'm like, okay, so I'm Mahmoud's sister. What's the difference? No, that is Mahmoud's daughter. She's on here and all of this. Behave yourself. That is what's her line. So the memories that we have growing up, I have, to me, as my oldest brother and my brother and my rock, I have memories just like Wahida and Nazi has memories that would last me a lifetime. When someone passed away and he was there, he says, "What are you crying for?" I'm like, "Mom, just leave me alone." He's like, "What are you crying for? Not person I hear anymore, but breads? I will cry my heart out for you. I did it in Canada, and I will do it here, and I will do it back home. Because of one thing I will not be able to do is hear your voice. But as long as I live, you will be in my heart like you did from day one to now. It's sad to see you go, but as I just mentioned, Allah has different plans for us. Different time, different days. May Allah bless you. You already got the blessing that we needed from here, because each one of us that spoke today, each one of us going to carry that memory for a lifetime. I know, I remember in 1998, came home with Alicia. Just Alicia and me. We went to spend that night by Mahmud. And from nowhere, every single one of the nieces showed up by Mahmud. Mahmud was the only man in the house. He did not know what to do. We'd kick him out of the thing, tell him to stay outside the gallery. But when Mahmud showed up, that was it. They didn't care if he was the only man in that house. He was in the middle of everything that they were doing. Me and Mahmud showing you stuff, and all I can see is that Mahmud is in the middle of Nazi, Waida, Safia, Zaida, Sally. Sally and I were fighting. Rika, Zalina is looking at me like she's getting mad because Lish was in the middle of everything, and Lish is like, I'm like, don't call me. You guys do with it. I'll go with Mahmud. Right? But that's the person he was. Even for Nazi wedding, he sat all the girls. He's always in the middle of everything. He sits there. He says nothing. He sits there and he listens to every single thing they're saying and watching every single thing they're doing. They called him Daddy. When I tell people that my niece, I need to go home because my brother's not feeling well, I need to get a fresh flight to get home. And it says, my nieces, they all call him Daddy. They're all looking at me. I'm like, yeah. It's all started because they hear Nazi saying Daddy. They all were in that house that we all grew up on, and that name stuck. Listening to what Hosein said, it's the greatest honor to take care of your parent the way you, Nazi, and Waida, everybody did for Mahmud. Every one of us here who knows Mahmud have a print, a stamp of what he is all about. And we'll carry that on with us as long as we live. I definitely will. I know when I go back to Canada, Iqbal unfortunately couldn't come. But this is one thing that's going to bother him. It will be for him, myself, and Iqbal. That will be carried on Mahmud memory. It's hurting him and hurting all of us here. But Iqbal, he and Mahmud, this different kind of way, because both of them, just like what he just said, very stubborn, hard-headed, and always have to be right.
She said that's what I said.
Right? They always have to be right. If it's not their way, it's no way. But with all that said, Mahmud, may Allah bless you. You have a good place in Jannah. I love you, and I will always love you, and I will never ever change. God bless you, my brother.
Thank you, Pupu.
Anybody else?
Wish to say something very nice about Daddy? Ali?
Good afternoon, namaste, assalamu alaikum. I am actually Mahmud's first cousin here. So I was talking to Fareed. Fareed said he had to say a couple of things here. So I said, well, what was he saying about remembering what happened when we were growing up? So I have so many memories of Mahmud is unbelievable. Especially when we were kids and we all would go there on a weekend. And I was telling Fareed that we would go by either Uncle Maidali, by Jimmy and Day, or half of the time was always by Uncle Maidali first and then by Fareed. So every time we go there, I would be the little one. Popo was a little one. She always in his ponytail, like little house on the prairie, and she walking. And then we were going back, where behind the mosque it used to be a cricket field, like a valley. And I will go there and I will keep watching them and watching. I used to say, there's a hard ball, I would go there playing with it. Until one day Fareed asked Fareed, I said, Fareed, there's a hard ball? I said, yes, they were the hard ball. And then we will end up, we'll go inside, but we talking about Mahmud. But in the rock behind Mahmud was his mom. Because when she spoke, believe me, they had to listen. Because it's basically a bell coming out there. And it was like a chain. So when it was dinner time, they had this long table like a horse. All of us. I can already remember. Yeah, like a chain would be Mahmud, this one, Piyaz, one of them. Like, I don't know if you remember the movie Walter, the show Walter. It was like that, seriously. And then you'll see this huge bowl of steamed chicken and curry chicken. And this was like every weekend. And like rice and dal and everything. Ooh, this is food, boy. And then that thing used to taste so good. But one of my fondest memories of Mahmud was when we have a function, I would always call him like, say Mahmud, I need a tent. So I don't know much about tent and size and so you say, what size of tent do you want? I say a big one. So, or let's say some silence. So you mean a big one? I said, a 15 by 8. I said, what is that, maths equation or something? So I said, bring a big one for me. So say, look, I'm going to talk to your wife. He talked to my wife, and when he would bring it, set it up, and what you all would say, he wouldn't say anything, he would just give you a stay. And a shake. And then, I remember again, when he was coming to pick it up, he said, where are you going? He said, you really don't know the size of a tent, and so then he had to explain to me about tent and how you put it up. But I remember again when as I tell you so many memories of it. But you know what? Listening to you all, I don't think the greatest thing that I have seen here, and I didn't ever see it anywhere again, is the love you all have between each other. And you are cousins. That for me is like Allah's great. I remember when Auntie Asma died, and I haven't seen Imtiaz for so long, and I remember walking in and I still see no. So I asked Masood, I said, who's all that? He said, that's my children. I said, you want children? And it's just like Zelina too last night. I didn't even know she had a church. Yeah, but I'm so timid and I had to apologize. But since then, we have grown to such a bond. It's unbelievable. And if you will permit me, I just want to sing a song. Right? That's hopefully I get my Wi-Fi okay. Right. It's actually a song by Eric Clapton. It stays in heaven. Hopefully you'll get it.
Sing it just without music.
Alright.
In our minds.
So this song basically is, he did this song for his son. When his 20-year-old son was coming home, and he got in a motorcycle accident, and he passed away. But yep, I don't know any words for it. But there's another one from Elton John, which I think is more appropriate too, but just as appropriate. Alright, where he lost one of his best friends, and one day he sat down and he was looking up in the sky and there was a pigeon he saw. So he applied pigeon to his friend's soul. And the name of the song is Skyline Pigeon, so it goes like this. Turn me loose from your hands, let me fly to distant lands, over green fields, trees and mountains, flowers and forest fountains, hold along the lanes of the skyway, for this dark and lonely room projects a shadow cast in gloom, and my eyes are mirrors on the world outside, thinking of the ways that the wind can turn the tide, and these shadows turn from purple into green, for just this skyline pigeon dreaming of the open, waiting for the day that he can spread his wings and fly away, get on, fly away, skyline pigeon fly, towards the dreams you left so very far behind. Fly away, skyline pigeon fly, towards the dreams you left so very far behind. Let me wake up in the morning to the smell of new morning, to laugh and cry, to live and die in the brightness of my day. I wanna hear those pealing bells of distant churches sing, but most of all, please free me from this aching memory, and open now this cage towards the sun, for just this skyline pigeon dreaming of the open, waiting for the day that he can spread his wings and fly away, get on, fly away, skyline pigeon fly, towards the dreams you left so very far behind. Fly away, skyline pigeon fly, towards the dreams you left so very far behind.
Fairs coming up. Cha-cha fairs. My apologies.
Sherry.
Assalamu alaikum. I've been in my decision last night about this week. And when I walked through the door, Sherry asked me, and I said, no, I'm going to this week. And look where I am. Anyways, there's two memories I have of Mahmud that could never forget. One is, he was the captain of the cricket team when I was growing up. I was not a member of the team. And you know what is called him? King. Even after last night, somebody was reminding me that George was going to say that he's not the captain. Mahmoud's the captain. But he was not just the captain, he was the king. The whole village, everybody in the village, the elders especially who play cricket, regarded him as a king, the king. So no one else got that many. Any game they had to play, King had to make a decision. Whether he was playing in the game or he was not playing in the game, he had to make that decision. And another one is, I run a business called, I do Essence. Essence and Browning. 3 stars is the brand name. When I used to work for Dr. Eulogy, that is Jean, my aunt, husband, big aunt. And Imtiaz was so with us. And there was one time where there was this disposable bottle streaming had no common. And he opened one of the bottles and said, well, look at this clean new bottle, and this is a disposable bottle. What is it they're doing? Are they going to throw away all these bottles? So I told him, I said, well, we look for something we could put in this bottle, and we could sell it to groceries and stores and whatnot. So I went to him and I told my uncle, he said, well, all you have to do is pray, one prayer. Oh Allah, give me a product to put in this bottle and go from store to store to sell. And every day I used to say, every now and then I used to say this prayer. Until I got married, about a month or so after. And less than a month after getting married, Mahmud called. I got a phone call. Mama said, Mahmud, your brother called and said, come now. I said, am I doing something in Nigeria going to raise? She said, you hear what I said? Your brother called. Leave what you're doing and go right. So, Brother Harun was there, you know, Harun passed out. So me and he went there. But when, lo and behold, when I go in there was this guy who was waiting to show him how to make cake business. So he was waiting to pass his business to me. And that is what I'm doing now. 33 years or 35 years or so, I've been making cake business. Very successful. Extremely successful, I would say. It is one of the best essence business I would describe in the market today. And it's because of Mohammed. I probably would have been driving taxi or driving truck. And maybe make more money. I am satisfied and contented with whatever I am. It was because of, he did not want it. He did not want that business. So he insisted that I take it. I find my money, get it, and I purchased this business. The brand name for this guy was 3 Stars brand. So all I did was left out brand and no 3 stars. So in those days when we started off, it was 3 of us. Myself, Harun, and Imtiaz. So the label is to have those days F, I, and H food products. Fairs, Imtiaz, and Harun. But Harun has passed away, Imtiaz left, and I the only 3 stars now. It is still existing, it is still here. But my point is, had it not been for Mahmud, I would have never had that business. I am self-employed, I sell, I can do what I want, work when I want. I am happy with it, contented with it, and it's all because of it. There are so many memories you could talk about Mahmud. We are not many. One point I was going last time to someone is that if Mahmud, as he was the biggest, he was our eldest brother, whatever Mahmud say goes. If Ashmi decides something, what Mahmud say goes. Ashmi say no, he didn't, what Mahmud say goes. That was it. And there was no condition, even if he was wrong, even if he knew he was wrong, and he made a decision, there was no way to change that. He was not changing his view. He going down the line, towing the line, right or wrong, it would have always ended up the right way. And like what Emil said, there was this rock that we had in our home where, and she had a dreadlock. She had everybody, every single grandchild, uncle, aunt, nephew, family know that Mama had a dreadlock. If she had someone around that she was conversing with, and we were around, and she didn't want you around, she didn't want you to hear that conversation, 2 things. Don't watch my mouth. And the dreadlock. When you get that dreadlock, you will disappear. If by chance you don't disappear, after the person leave, you will get it. You remember the other time when you see the dreadlock, that has a meaning. So the words didn't have to come out of her mouth. Everybody knew that. That's just last time I was reminding about that. about the Zahida and Safia, the two girls in the house at the time Mama had passed away. When you get up, pull on your jersey. Make sure and pull on your jersey. So all of these things, even Sally come up. Sally, what happened? Pull on your jersey. Right? Sally had a problem. I don't want to spill it in so much. When Sally was small and the rain started to fall, Sally started crying because she had the fear. She was living next door. She had the fear she couldn't go because of the rain. But nevertheless, that was there. My wife said, "You always stop making the child cry." She was a baby, she was a child, and it was fun. When the rain stopped, she realized well, she could go home, she should go home and come back. So there was that. But as I said, the lesson Mahmud learned from Mama. We learn less, very little from Papa. We learn everything. All the grandchildren learn from Mama. Even Shirley, although Shirley passed, 99% of the things that Shirley learned, she learned from Mama. When she came into our house, she was like innocent, and she had to face up with Mama. Mama was no beast, so you don't get it wrong. She was no beast, but she was in charge. When I got married, I used to tell my wife that, listen, don't complain to me about nothing. Want to find out something, go to the person in charge. Who in charge? Mama. You sure? Yes. Who in charge? Mama. Don't come to me. Because they would have put you in a position to battle with your mother. I would have never battled with her. You couldn't stand a chance. Right? So, I can remember one time I was telling Safia also, there was a teacher in Mahmud and Ashby in our old years now. She go on up the road and take out his slippers and deal with them. They come walk down the road, they get a car, they walk down the road and come home. Papa go to put on his pants, jump in his Chevrolet. He say, hey, where you going? You stay home, I will do it. And she deal with them. Right? So every time, every situation, we had Mama as a top. Everybody in the village used to call she Mama. Rashid, everybody could remember Rashid, like Louina's biggest brother. Well, not biggest brother, but big brother. That's he called him Shima, and he very close to she too. So everybody in the village had a respect for she. Everybody in the village had respect for the elders. But most of all, people had respect for Mahmud, the king. He is the king. So, the king and the cricket team. Nevertheless, now that he is gone, all that we could do is hope and pray that Allah grant him lofty place in paradise, forgive him of all his shortcomings, all his defaults. Everybody has mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. All of us are humans. That is what Allah put me on his word. Make mistake, right? Make mistake, yeah. Simple as that. So let us hope and pray. May Allah forgive him all his shortcomings, the political default, and give him a lofty place in paradise. I hope that all of us, as I said last night, I don't want to make it too long, that Mama used to always sing a song for us. When your neighbor house on fire with you. So we know Mahmud had a problem, have a problem now, but we have a problem there. All we have to do is make sure that we do it and we say do it. So like what you say, you want to secure yourself. All of us have to do this. So as I said, may Allah guide us, may Allah forgive us all the sins we know and that we didn't know and save us from eternity of fire, eternity of grave. And grant our brother Allah to praise and pray. Amen.
Thank you, Chacha Fiyaz. I just wanted to say a few words concerning Daddy. What resonates most with me about Daddy is the fact that when you go to him with a concern, he always would put your mind at ease. And there's this one thing that he had said to me at a very challenging point in my life, and I won't forget it, and I'll continue to repeat it until I die. Whatever challenge it was at that point in time, I had expressed how I felt, and it was difficult and so on, and I was telling him how I was feeling, and he was like, Sherry, it can stop the wind from blowing? I said, no, Daddy. He said, well then, let everybody do what they have to do and say what they want. You do what you have to do. I am here. Right? He's always been I was talking to my mother, Chacha Ashmead. I love to hear people's stories. I believe people's stories make them who they are, and from the past determines the kind of person you are in the future. And Chacha Ashmead just said something to me, and I think those 3 words are quite appropriate for Daddy. Sherry, you must always be calm, cool, and collective. I think those words best describe Uncle Mahmud. Despite he was also very loving and very kind to us and an example to us all. And this family must remember that at the end of the day, we have to express love to each other and remember that we come from a family, a very loving family, and despite whatever mishaps or any disrepute or anything like that, that at the end of the day, the basic thing we grew up with was love and peace and kindness and togetherness, and we want to continue that. Daddy emulated all Mama's good habits all, and he passed it on and he lived his life as such. And one thing we must remember here, when we leave this earth, we're not carrying anything with us. What we're carrying are our good deeds, our character is what determines everything. We're not carrying anything with us. So I just want us to remember that as a family, as a very loving family, as a very peaceful family, always extend kindness to each other and don't forget where we come from. And with that being said, Chacha and Jazz will lead us in Janazah prayer.
Assalamu alaikum. Who wants to join Janazah prayer? Janazah, we put the body in front here. We will stand on here. The line is 1, 3, or 5 lines. Odd lines, the amount on the line doesn't make a difference. Just 1, 3, or 5 lines.
احتاج إلى رحمتك وأنت غني عن عذابي إن كان محسنا فزد في حسناته وإن كان مسيئا فتجاوز عنه يا ستار العيوب وغفار الذنوب يا اللهم عبدك وابن أمتك احتاج إلى رحمتك وأنت غني عن عذابه إن كان محسنا فزد في حسناته وإن كان مسيئا فتجاوز عنه يا ستار العيوب وغفار الذنوب يا اللهم عبدك وابن أمتك احتاج إلى رحمتك وأنت غني عن عذابه إن كان محسنا فزد في حسناته وإن كان مسيئا فتجاوز عنه يا ستار العيوب وغفار الذنوب يا اللهم عبدك وابن أمتك احتاج إلى رحمتك وأنت غني عن عذابه إن كان محسنا فزد في حسناته وإن كان مسيئا فتجاوز عنه يا ستار العيوب وغفار الذنوب يا اللهم عبدك وابن أمتك احتاج إلى رحمتك وأنت غني عن عذابه إن كان محسنا فزد في حسناته وإن كان مسيئا فتجاوز عنه يا ستار العيوب وغفار الذنوب يا اللهم عبدك وابن أمتك احتاج إلى رحمتك وأنت غني عن عذابه إن كان محسنا فزد في حسناته وإن كان مسيئا فتجاوز عنه يا ستار العيوب وغفار الذنوب يا اللهم عبدك وابن أمتك احتاج إلى رحمتك وأنت غني عن عذابه إن كان محسنا فزد في حسناته وإن كان مسيئا فتجاوز عنه يا ستار العيوب وغفار الذنوب يا اللهم عبدك وابن أمتك احتاج إلى رحمتك وأنت غني عن عذابه إن كان محسنا فزد في حسناته وإن كان مسيئا فتجاوز عنه يا ستار العيوب وغفار الذنوب يا اللهم عبدك وابن أمتك احتاج إلى رحمتك وأنت غني عن عذابه إن كان محسنا فزد في حسناته وإن كان مسيئا فتجاوز عنه يا ستار العيوب وغفار الذنوب يا اللهم عبدك وابن أمتك احتاج إلى رحمتك وأنت غني عن عذابه إن كان محسنا فزد في حسناته وإن كان مسيئا فتجاوز عنه يا ستار العيوب وغفار الذنوب يا اللهم عبدك وابن أمتك احتاج إلى رحمتك وأنت غني عن عذابه إن كان محسنا فزد في حسناته وإن كان مسيئا فتجاوز عنه يا ستار العيوب وغفار الذنوب يا اللهم عبدك وابن أمتك احتاج إلى رحمتك وأنت غني عن عذابه إن كان محسنا فزد في حسناته وإن كان مسيئا فتجاوز عنه يا ستار العيوب وغفار الذنوب يا اللهم عبدك وابن أمتك احتاج إلى رحمتك وأنت غني عن عذابه إن كان محسنا فزد في حسناته وإن كان مسيئا فتجاوز عنه يا ستار العيوب وفاء